Hello.
Good morning. We are live. How's everybody? Alyssa in the house. Jenny JLB Nerdy in the house. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member of the channel. I appreciate it. Happy Memorial Day, Monday.
Yes.
5/25, May 25th, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Who took my April and who took my May? It's almost over. It's beautiful, pouring the rain day. It's been raining all night. It's actually kind of beautiful on my window as I look out. Normally I can see stuff. Now I can just see like
Raindrops.
Raindrops
everywhere.
are falling on my window. But anyway, it's a good day here. Orlando Mike, what's going on? How are you, my friend? I'm so glad you're here. We are excited to be here. I feel like this has been the one we've had a lot lately, but doing a little Disney Hollywood Studios. What?
That's because we have like 5 of them.
Yeah, we just this
They're
one,
like they rotate through.
we have the most of this one.
Yeah.
The story on this one's pretty fun. We had a bunch, but anyway.
Yeah, we did.
Good morning, Lori French. We did. It's a story in and of itself. I think we've shared that before. Good morning, Lori. How are you? Welcome in. Can I put my coffee next to you? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So we are going to try something a little different this week on Beauty and the Baits. If you're new here, thank you for being here. If you're a veteran here, thank you for being here. If you're listening on the podcast, thanks for listening. Yes, it is a podcast, Beauty and the Baits. I don't put every episode on the podcast, but I put a couple a week, and we might get to everyone at some point. But it's just a fun way to share it out there in another medium. I like it. I want to, and I'm trying to learn that process, so we're doing that. This week, all week long, Monday through Friday, we're going to be talking about DVC, Disney Vacation Club. Good morning, Mar. How are you, my friend? Happy Monday to you.
That's why I wore my Hawaiian shirt.
Is it? I do like it. I like it a lot. I wore a Disney shirt, but just because I almost always wear a Disney shirt when I'm not going to work.
My tropical birds. You can't see it very well.
Yeah, no, I can see it. That's cool. I don't know if they can see it. So Disney Vacation Club. We've talked about this a little bit, but again, what I want to do on the show on the Beauty and the Baits is I want to continue what it was, but I want to add topics to it. And so Disney will go wherever it goes. Obviously, we'll go wherever it goes. The conversation goes where it goes. But Disney Vacation Club is going to be the topic this week. On Monday today, we're going to talk about the idea of DVC, how I thought I really wanted to, and I thought you didn't want to. We'll talk about that. And then the signing up process, because the sales process, them getting us to sign, I think is a funny story. And I've told it before, but we'll tell it again here. And then Tuesday, that's tomorrow, our first DVC trip, where we stayed, why we stayed there, what we liked about it, what was confusing about it, what was easy about it, all the things. I'm very, very excited about that. Then Wednesday, the DVC resorts we've stayed at so far. We've been a member for, I don't know, 2.5 years, whatever it's been. And we've stayed at a few, I guess. And so we'll share our favorites.
3 years.
3 years? Wow. And we'll share my favorite things about those that we've stayed at and her favorite things, but where we want to go back, ones we may not go back to, that kind of thing. Thursday, the DVC resorts that we are excited about. We currently have 3 trips planned, and a few of them include some DVC stops. And we'll talk about that and why we're staying at those places and where we want to go and how bad we want to go to Alani and stuff like that. And then Friday, we'll do a DVC Q&A, and we'll just see what you guys want to talk about. Disney Vacation Club is people either love it or they're confused by it, or I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and I'm just excited. I'm proud to say I'm DVC. So let's say hi to the chat real fast again, and then I'm gonna start asking you some questions about it, if that's okay. Alyssa, good morning. How are you, my friend? Mar, I think I said hi to everybody who's here. So I see more numbers than I see people in chat. So if you're just Ninja watching or listening, I appreciate that. Hey, my mom in the chat, what's going on? How are you today? So DVC. Let's just go right to the beginning.
Okay.
I always liked the idea of Disney Vacation Club because it was a assured Disney trip. Like we go every year. And years ago, we went to Disney a lot. When we lived in Southern California, we went a lot. Now that we live in Texas, it's more of a trek, more of a trip to go.
A longer drive.
Right? Myers in the mouse, Mama in the house. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
From, under an hour to 16 hours.
Yeah. So I wanted to do it, but we had discussed it enough that I was pretty confident that I knew where you stood on it.
Yeah, I was like, we are not getting a timeshare. That is the last thing we need.
And timeshares aren't exactly known for being great investments, but they're certainly, I don't know, for me, for my money, they are an assured vacation. Like it's so, like when you get some money and you go, what are you going to do with this money? And there's 27 different things you can do. You can pay off a bill, you can buy a patio, you can do whatever you want to do, right? I think it's important to have things that you're looking forward to. I think there's psychology 101, have things that you're looking forward to. And that's more my personality than hers. I think everybody enjoys that, but it's certainly more my personality than yours. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So
I understand it though, because I work events and
Sure.
I look way ahead on my events planning, and I love planning that. So, I mean, I think it's probably a similar thing.
It is, yeah,
like,
I totally agree
I
with
look
that.
forward to like 1 month before, and then I look forward to my like last week of, okay, we're gathering everything up and getting ready and then decorating. Yeah. So I get it.
Well, and for me and for any family or any person that's going on vacation, you know, you're going to wherever you're going, you can plan that out a year. People plan out Disney trips years in advance, over a year in advance.
Yeah.
So we currently have 3 trips on our to-do list, on our, you know, countdown
more than
list.
usual in Florida because, you know, we're meeting up family and stuff, and taking advantage of getting to see one of our granddaughters' first time there.
So planning for trips is something that I wanted to do, and to combat how we look at the world a little differently. We just I feel like I did this. I don't know if you feel like we did this. We kind of agreed early on, pre-marriage, I believe, that October would be the time we go.
Yes.
And so my grandfather's birthday and our wedding day, we tried to combine it. It didn't work out.
We wanted to get married on his birthday, October 21st.
Yeah.
But our venue wasn't available.
So we got married 2 weeks before that.
7th.
Which is why that's our anniversary
Jennifer his sister wound up getting married on Grandpa's birthday.
I know, right?
Cheater. It worked out. Like, someone got it.
But anyway, so the idea of that was, A, we like fall, and B, we love Grandpa. And
fall is a good time to travel.
It is.
Things aren't super, super expensive because the holidays are kind of starting.
Well, and we like fall.
Right, and it's just a good time weather-wise.
Yeah, it's not peak season generally now. When you're talking about Disney, everything's peak season, I think.
We're talking like national parks, not
exactly.
Disney.
We were more, let's go to Yosemite, let's go to a national park. So early on, we decided that we would just plan an annual trip. Once we got kids, it became a family thing, and it became vacation time really superseded anniversary time. You know, we love our anniversary. We celebrate.
Well, anniversary we were celebrating family.
Yes.
And we did that taking a family trip.
Exactly.
That's kind of how we did it.
Whether we were going to the beach or going to Yosemite.
Right.
And now,
1 year we did Legoland.
Legoland was fun.
Yeah. It was like, I think it was the first year we got our girls.
One of my daughter's first roller coasters was in Legoland. I do remember that. So moving forward years, we moved to Texas. We are no longer, we took a couple, 2-3 years there. When you make a big move and you change careers, you have less money.
Yes.
And so we went 2, 3, 4, 5 years without a vacation. I don't really know.
Our vacation was running up and crashing on your mom and staying at her house for
which is a vacation too.
It was. Yeah. It was awesome. We were like, hey, can we stay a month?
How about a 3-day weekend? Yeah, so we did that a few times, and that was greatness. But then we decided, well, then let's move forward to Disney. Now, we've talked about this before. We're very Dave Ramsey family. You're very planning financially, and you did the Dave Ramsey envelope thing.
Yeah, I still do.
And so I remember we were vlogging our first trip out to Orlando, and we were at the McDonald's right outside our neighborhood, not this neighborhood, but where we lived at the time. And the first video was we're at McDonald's getting breakfast on our trek, right? Remember?
Yeah, kind of.
And I'm videoing you, and you pull out this really cute little envelope.
Oh, yes.
And you had envelopes for every day, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And you had Disney pins on each envelope, which designated, hey, Animal Kingdom Day, you had an Animal Kingdom pin, whatever. And I don't know what you had on day 1, but it was on the video, but it really made an impression on me because you're so organized and you're so planned out. We had our gas money, our food money, you know, and this was just McDonald's, you know, well,
that way I know
stop.
If we're over on one and under on the other. Like for next time, if I run out of my gas money envelope, then I know next time, okay, I didn't plan that exactly right. I need to add more in. I also have an envelope for like extra oops, like an expense we didn't plan for.
Yeah.
That goes back into savings when we get home.
Well, so my point, and Mama from Myers of the Mouse is in the chat here. I am just so afraid of making that financial commitment. Scary. So
yeah, I was like, no way. There's no way we're doing that.
That's right. That's exactly where you were.
Yeah. But I love the idea. I didn't want a timeshare. I did like the idea of having a Disney thing, but not enough to make a monthly payment.
So let's move forward on that very same trip.
Okay.
We get there, day 1, we're having fun. Day 2, we're having fun. I believe it was a 4-day in the parks trip. I wouldn't swear to that, but I believe it was. And day 3,
it wasn't our first trip though. It was like our second trip.
On the trip where we became DVC.
Okay.
The second to last day, we were at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
And towards the end of the day, hot day, great day. Again, if it was a 4-day trip, it was day 3. We were late in our trip, but we were starting to get tired, you know. And so it's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not the end of the day, but towards the end of the trip, it gets closer to the end of the day, right? And so we're just outside of Hollywood Tower Terror, and we're stopping and getting a snack. And we're having a good time, and we're just relaxing. We've done all the things. We got tomorrow still to go. I don't know where we're going tomorrow. I don't know what park we were going to tomorrow, but we had done 2 full days, and we were mostly into day 3. And after our little snack outside of Hollywood Tower Terror, we head over to the pin trading, which is one of my favorite pin trading spots. It's that little stop. It's in a very Orange Grove styled Hollywood. It's very Southern California. We're from there. You're from Redlands, which is very
Orange Groves. I grew up in Orange Groves.
The decor of that area is the decor of Redlands, where you grew up, in my opinion. Not in my opinion.
No,
in my fact,
it absolutely is. Like my hometown has like on the corners these giant orange crates with these beautiful orange stickers that have like advertising the different packing houses.
We have some of those in our kitchen.
The church I went to is a packing house. Like
so, it's very in that mold.
That's exactly what I grew up in.
So I'm just in a good place, and I'm, we're at we haven't spent all our money yet, so we get to go shopping. We're in let's get in some air conditioning. Let's sit down. Let's have a meal or relax. And we're pin trading. Yeah. And there's a little kiosk right next to the pin trading, and it's excuse me, guys, and it's Disney Vacation Club, the little kiosk. Now,
I think you're missing a key thing that happened days before, like the days leading up to.
I haven't shared it yet, but you can share it now. Let me. Okay.
Go ahead.
And so, because that's your part of the story, right? And I'm talking about my part of the story. And so those Disney Vacation Club, handy hint, Komodo mouth. Yeah, here it comes. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you right now. And if you Disney pin trade like I do, Michael Holman, me too. We are too. Mike Holman in chat says we are debt free from following Dave Ramsey. We are too. It took us a long time. We got very in debt early on, spending money like dummies.
Not our house though. We haven't finished the house.
Well, we just bought the house
because it's new.
We got out of debt. We don't owe anybody anything other than.
We didn't do credit cards.
Because of that.
Any financing of
hence envelopes,
right?
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, we're Disney pin traders, and so when you see those Disney Vacation Club kiosks, if you're a Disney pin trader, I will just tell you, go there, because especially early in the day, because they have good pins. Why do they have good pins? Because they want people to come to them. Why do they want to come to them? They get commission. If they get you to go do a free thing, they get paid. If you go to that free thing and then you sign on the dotted line, they get paid even more. Hence, they have good Disney pins because they want people to come talk to them. Okay, so there's the handy hint. So we walk over there, and I know I'm talking to a salesman. He knows that I know I'm talking to a salesman. He knows that I'm just here for the Disney pins. Me and my daughters are going to look at his Disney pins, and I'm going to listen to him because I'm a friendly guy. And I think I'm talking to him before you. I think Peyton and Reagan with me. I wouldn't swear to that.
Usually Reagan's the first one up.
Reagan and I go hunting. She's always the first person to talk to him. After she checks the pins, I dive in and Peyton's not there. But anyway, and then you follow behind. I don't know what you're doing, but you're right behind me.
Walking
enjoying the day, getting ready to go into the next store. And he starts doing his sales pitch that I'm totally not listening to. And that's going to be the topic. That's going to be my perspective for a lot of the rest of this story. And he's talking to us. I'm not listening because I already will sign the dotted line I want to buy right now, and I'm not even listening. But I know I'm married to this lovely, awesome lady, and she's not interested, and we've been clearing it. We haven't discussed it. We haven't talked about it. It's not a thing. But now get to the point where you're there, and then give them the backstory on the why whenever you want.
On the why. Okay, so.
Would you remember what that guy was saying to us? Because I'm not the one that said, "Hey, let's go." Let me help her a little bit. He invites us to get on a bus in exchange for
air conditioning.
Yeah, because we were talking about how hot it is.
So hot. I was miserable.
So he's offering us a ride on a van. I don't want to ride on a van, but it is
AC.
It is to Animal Kingdom. All right. And he's like, hey, we can walk you through whatever, the lodge, and show you all the amazing stuff. And we're going to show you DVC. And if you go spend an hour and a half with us or whatever it
listening
was,
to him, you don't have to buy anything. Just sit and listen, have a drink, like a soda, and we'll give you a $50 gift
yes,
card.
thank you.
And I'm like,
he's going to give us a $50 gift card, which I thought was 100, but whatever.
Oh, maybe it wasn't.
It was. It was a $100 gift card and 3 fast passes for wherever we were going tomorrow.
Oh yeah, all the fast passes too.
Which included something that we wanted to do.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was.
About that.
I didn't. So he's offering me an hour and a half of air conditioning and a soda, and I get to see the lodge, which I hadn't seen yet.
Yes.
And hey, I'm going to show you the zebras, and hey, all this. And
all we had to do was say no, and we would still get our $100 gift card and these special fast passes.
And so I'm all in on that because I'm taking a break for the next 2 hours. Anyway, I'm either sitting at Tap House for 2 hours, or I'm sitting in the air conditioning for 2 hours. And to my great surprise, you said yes.
I'm like, yeah, we can do this. It's so hot, and $100, that's cool.
So on the way there, I think you start, I don't know, when did you start thinking about our dining issues for that week?
The dining issues, well, it was just like the resort issues.
We had been staying at one of the all-star resorts, which we continue to stay at. We like them.
Yeah. Okay. So we had stayed at them before.
They're the budget place.
Not a problem at all. It's budget, but it's fine. It was always fine. The decor's super fun. Families are usually, there's lots of kids, and we work with kids. We don't care. You know, it was really fun. This trip though, however, was very different. Like
nice
the parents screaming at their kids and throwing things in the dining room because they were so mad at their kids having a miserable time. No, I don't want to see that at Disney. It was like every day there was something crazy like that happening at this resort.
People do say don't stay at the all-star resorts when there's a kid tournament of some kind.
We did last time.
We did, and so I like kids. I like the hustle and bustle. You love kids. You like the hustle and bustle. This was a different. There was a lot of honey boo boo stuff going on, but whatever. Like, it is what it is.
Just parents being mean because they were tired.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was done. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'll stay another all-star. We may have to just look off or do something different.
Now, we hadn't discussed that as much at that moment. I didn't know that she was over the food court. Let's be real.
A couple times I was like, this is insane.
I'm just eating my Mickey waffle. I'm having a good time. But she and Peyton, I guess too, was they were more annoyed by it than I was aware.
Parents are so mean to their kids.
Yeah, we work with parents. I expect parents to be jerks because parents are jerks. But that's a whole other topic. So let's move towards. We're driving in the truck. The sweet guy's driving there, and he's just yakking it out, and he's so nice. Yeah. What a fun job, by the way.
Cast members are always great.
What a fun job, just to drive people. And
I'm retired back here, so I can drive you around and show you all this greatness.
So he says, so what brought you here? Blah 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 blah. And I remember at some point the dude's talking to me, and I said, listen, I just needed a break, and he's giving me $100 and some fast passes. There's no chance I'm buying. And he laughs and he says, I'll be the one that drives you back. I bet you buy. Sure, Jimmy.
We're here for the $100 gift card and the fast passes.
Now, and it sounds like we got sold. I'm gonna really take one more thing, and then I'm gonna leave it to you to say as much or as little as you want. So we're sitting in the sales process, and it's beautiful. We walk in the lobby. It's awe-inspiring. If you stayed,
and I love the African decor.
It was definitely the decor to get her.
Love it.
And I'm excited about that, and that's why I'm there. We're looking over the savannah. We're looking at zebras, and it's awesome, but I'm still not I want to buy this. I'm still where's my free soda? This is nice. Are you really gonna give me $100? This is amazing. Thank you for the break. Right. But it was awesome, but I'm not listening to anything. Then we sit in the sales place, and I'm joking with the guy, and then he gets a little aggressive, salesy. I've been in sales. I love and hate sales, and I'm poking him back a little bit. I'm asking about.
We didn't like he was poking him. I felt bad for the
the poor sales guy. So I'm basically saying, yeah, but resale. Yeah, but resale. I can buy this, but I can buy this on the resale market. And I'm frankly pissing the guy off.
Yeah, he wasn't liking that.
To which
he was like, well, yeah, you could do that.
which made, but then you don't get all the perks, and you don't get this, and you don't get that, and you don't get this. And so he's selling hard, and he's getting annoyed with me, and he sees that I'm not going to buy is what he sees. And then he leaves the room. And this one and my oldest daughter, because
he's talking numbers to me and showing me like you can stay here.
I wasn't listening to numbers because you already said we weren't going to do it.
Right. And this is what the monthly payment would be. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, that is like half of what I'm putting aside every month for Disney anyways. Oh my, I had no idea we could do it for that cheap, basically.
So he leaves the room after I'm telling him, yeah, but I'm not interested, dude. Give me another soda. I'm not buying. I've said 27 versions of that. And after the 25th time, I'm just being fun with him, right? Yeah, sure, I can buy it on resale. Oh, but you're trying to sell me. I've already told you I'm not selling. I feel like I'm being upfront. When I sell, I want to hear yes. I also want to hear no. I don't want to hear maybe. I was telling him no, and he just kept pounding it, which I didn't care. He kept bringing me a soda. What do I care? Then the guy leaves for us to talk, right? Because that's what they do. And I'm not listening. And then she turns to me and says, she says, and Peyton jumps right in, I'm being mean to the salesperson. Now, at that moment, I should have thought, oh my gosh, she's listening to him. I thought we went in seriously and told the nice driver and told the nice salesman, look, we're just here for the free stuff. I'm not buying. That's what I said, and that's what I meant.
But
so I wasn't listening to his sales benefits.
It's not a regular timeshare. It like everything was different. And when I was listening to, because I didn't know a lot of that stuff. And then I knew he really wanted it.
She has I've made a decision. I will listen to the details later. I have I'll make a decision. I've already been told no. I've been told no by her. I wasn't trying to sell her. I was not selling her.
He has already said, though, we are going to buy one.
I figured I was going to have to make more money and then just buy it with cash.
Right. He had always said, I'm going to own it anyways.
I told the guy that day. I said to the guy that day, I will buy. I won't be buying today. I'll be buying for cash. I will rent points from other people. Oh, what about next year? Well, I can rent points for cheaper than you're selling to me. Well, but then you don't get the benefits. Well, but I can still do it. Right. So I did know a little more than the average fare, and it wasn't something I was going to get sold on. But then you decided.
I was like, this will actually work for our budget. And they had a different. They don't offer what we got anymore, though. So, I mean, what we were able to get was a very small one.
We get a very small contract.
Amazingly small. We could just.
You can't even buy contracts as small as our first contract.
Right. Like I think we just got a really great deal.
They just changed it right afterwards.
Yeah.
So, but everybody who buys thinks they just got a really great deal. Everybody who gets sold thinks they get a really great deal. I wanted it and I wasn't listening. You didn't want it and you were listening. And then the guy leaves and then I get yelled at by two of my three. It's four of us, 2 daughters, my wife and me. I'm having fun drinking a free soda in air conditioning. I feel bad for the salesman. That's crazy. So anyway, he was a nice enough guy. I knew he did like me. This is my I don't care face. I wasn't there to make friends. Yeah, I think it was 75. I don't even know how many points it was.
No, it's like 55.
Okay, whatever. And so he's giving us all the stuff he's given us, plus he's going to give us the free trip, which is what I think got you, but whatever. So he's going to double the points for the first year, but
it was the amount, like what I would have to commit to every month.
Well, what you committed to your envelope every month was committed already. We had decided that we were going to put money aside every month to go once a year to Disney. Mm-hmm. And you decided, wait, I can do it for this price and stay here versus Honey Boo Boo Land?
Yep.
So I went from not listening,
have it for like ever, like pay it off and still have it. That's what I was like. Okay, yeah, you know what?
So the dude leaves. I get yelled at by wifey 1 and mini wifey 2, apparently, screaming at me about the poor salesman. I'm like, we're not gonna buy. I told him we're not gonna buy. I'm being a nice guy. Oh, but we have to lie to him. Which is not what she said, but that's what they're saying. Whatever. So I know. So he comes back in, and I mean, he's probably got us on video. He probably sees the whole conversation for all. I mean, salespeople, right? And I've been one. I know what they do. Anyway, so he comes back in, says, "How's it going?" And she basically says whatever she says, and I get in oh dang, I better pay attention mode. I'm about to sign something mode. Mm-hmm. And because I haven't been listening to this guy for 45 straight minutes. I'm making jokes. I'm talking to him about how he likes his job. He's trying to sell me. I'm not listening. So all of a sudden, we're buying this thing. I don't know how much it is. I don't know when it starts. I haven't listened to anything. I'm telling you. If I'm not, I'm the guy in the room that if you think hey Jeff is how you get my attention. I'm not listening. I was having fun. I just got a new phone. My daughter had the same new phone. I was playing, looking at my pictures of Disney. I had been playing for 45 minutes. So he comes back in, and all of a sudden you took those 8 minutes of him getting us another soda and berated me into, oh my gosh, idiot, you wanted this your whole life. We're getting it right now. I'm like, wait, what?
Pretty much.
So then we're signing these papers.
No, wait. First he comes in and he brings us soda and he drops it in my lap.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I had a lap of cold soda.
It should have got us more free stuff. I don't think it did.
Then I was like, no, we can do this. If we're going to do this anyways, let's do it because...
Guess what? Finish your sentence.
Because it was a deal. And we're going to go more than once a year.
So then he's trying to, like we said, a kind of a yes. And now he's giving us all this free stuff. He gave you that real cool bag that you love. He started heaping crap on her and 2 more fast passes and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I remember at some point saying, but we still get the gift card, right? Because that's what I was there for. Because we were going shopping the next day. It was our last day. I mean, it would pay for dinner or whatever, you know. So then we get to the point where filling out all this paperwork. We have an interesting credit history. This is a little weird to say. Do you mind if I say this? So we don't use money. We don't use credit. We use dollar bills. And we this house that we bought, that we have, our credit's good, but my credit was not.
It was 0.
It was not. My credit was non-existent. I had gone more.
You had nothing.
I didn't have bad credit. I didn't have good credit. I had gone more than 7 years. Like people say they do this, but talking to our guy who sold us this house, he says people say it all the time. It's never true. I didn't have credit. I had existed long enough not using credit that you know what we did? It's such a scam. Credit's a scam, people. Such a scam. We gave somebody $100. I don't remember who it was. First Premier card, somebody that we've heard of.
Stupid thing.
And in 2 weeks, they had to hit it twice and over 2 weeks, and then it posts, and my credit was phenomenal. Well, I didn't care. I mean, obviously it helped for the house, but for buying the DVC, I'm not on our DVC contract because I didn't appear in credit.
There was no credit.
So now I have to be nice to her because if she leaves me, I don't have DVC. But anyway, long story short, not long story, still pretty long actually. We are totally in love with DVC. We signed up that day. They gave us the 55 or 75 or whatever points it is, plus they doubled it for the first year. So we got an extra trip, which to me made easy math sense.
So the coolest thing was like, we didn't pick where we were going to because we didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. But he's like, hey, I'm giving you the poly. And I'm like,
that's not how it went. That's not how it went. He said, what would you like to be your home resort? And I said, I don't know what that means. And he looked at me like I was an idiot because he clearly talked about it. I clearly wasn't listening.
Right. But he presented and said, here, I'm going to give you the poly.
Did he?
Yes. And I was
think he said, how would you like it to be the poly?
Is that the Hawaiian looking one?
Yeah, because we both said the Polynesian, like the one that we love that we think is like Alani, the poly. Those are our top 2 things that we'd ever want to do, right?
Right.
I didn't really like. I'm a positive thinker. I think I can do whatever I want. I think if you want it, you just go make enough money to get it. You just do it. I believe in that. And I never, even thinking that way, I never really thought we'd stay at the poly. And then he said, yeah, your home resort can be the poly. I'm like, tell me what that means. He laughed. And then he said, while you can always get resort points at other places, the poly would be assured for you, blah, 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 blah,
it's our
blah.
home resort.
We'll talk about that on day 2 probably a little bit.
I was like, yes, that would be great.
I swear to you, over the next 12 months, I probably told 1,000 people that the poly is my home resort before I even stayed there.
I'm so excited. Like, yeah, it's still like, I love that we have the poly.
The perks are fun. My favorite thing is when you walk in and they say, welcome home.
Yeah.
And when you're at the poly, they give you a lei. And the marketing is, they really try to make you feel like it's home, and they do. I love that we're DVC. Now, in short, our story about getting into the DVC was I always wanted to. She knew that we would get into it someday, but I think,
but it wasn't like,
I think we had agreed that I would pay cash in 20 years when I had the cash, when life is a different place. But why wait, right? And so we did finance it. I don't believe in financing anything in general, but we did.
But Disney's not regular financing either.
It's not,
It's
because
not.
our
It's
credit
totally
was really,
different.
really good.
Right.
So
there's not like extra fees. It's not true financing.
Correct. To conclude today's how we got into DVC, the story is we weren't listening to each other very well, or we were, and we just got sold differently, whatever. But we're going to talk on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the next 4 versions of this series. But for me, it's the best purchase of my life. I have never one day wished I didn't buy it. I've never one day thought, oh, that was a waste of money. Every day since, I've just wanted to buy more DVC points.
Yes, that's true.
And I told the guy, this will be the easiest sell of your life.
This is going to be one of many we'll have.
Now that she's on board. So anyway, so that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Anything we left out on the becoming DVC that day? Because for me, it's a story of the Hollywood Studios DVC or Disney Pin kiosk, and then the trip to the Zebras, and him spilling the Coke on you, which I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
And then us getting on the same page and buying in seconds.
Yeah, that was it. What's really funny too, though, is so the guys that we spoke to at the DVC kiosk later, like we've seen them on other trips at other kiosks, and we're like, hey, so like they remember us.
Which means it's a good job. They do. Well, cool. They probably say that.
And then the driver, did he take us back?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we get in, and he's smiling big. He's opening the door.
I have my bag that's like.
He's smiling big. He knew the sale before we walked there. And he didn't say, I told you so, but he certainly did say, I told you so. And it was fun. And I got to tell you, I'm going to end this part of this, and then we're going to get to the Q&A here in a second and dive into chat. If you're wondering, and I'm talking to you, Mama, about the financial commitment of it, and I don't work for them, but I should.
You totally should.
I should.
When
I really should.
You might have to do that
I would make 5 times my salary if I did that.
Because he's a crazy sales guy, and he loves.
I really should. Like I really should. We should just move to Orlando. And
that's too
anyway, here's the truth. All you do is you take your last 12 months and how much of your budget went to Disney trip, and compare it to what the Disney Vacation Club would cost. To me, that's all the talk, all of the blah, 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 blah. The truth is the truth is the truth. It's the best deal ever because it ensures we're going to go, and that's what I wanted to do. If you want to have options to use your vacation money somewhere else, it's probably not the play for you. But if you are like me and I just want her to not try to make me go somewhere else, it's the best play in the world.
Also, what I did too with the budgeting is I dropped the food service. Like we were buying the quick service or food service plan, the meal plan. I dropped that.
So I don't think I understand what you're saying. So
on our vacations, we dropped it. We don't do that anymore.
So what she's saying, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is pre-DVC, you added the food plan to and now you don't.
And now I don't, because I'd rather put that money towards the DVC. And I find that it was too much food for us. Like we share and
we eat a lot.
Right.
And that's at the bottom tier.
It was.
There's what, 4 tiers, and we were at the bottom
no
tier.
Way to eat all
the first
of that
year, I think we did it 2 years in a row. You correct me if I'm wrong, but the first year we came home with more snacks on the way home than we ate during the time, and we didn't go without at all. Now, now we go for we went for food and wine. So one day we ate a lot, and that changed it a little bit.
But we could get a pizza and all share it, a piece of pizza, and we were fine. Like you didn't need to have a pizza for everybody. Like I just had found the more we went, the more places I found that we were spending money we didn't need to spend. And I'm like, yes, we're gonna put that away too.
So that's the end of part 1 of our 5-part series on DVC, why we got it. Part 1 today was the idea of DVC and the signing up process. Episode number 2 is going to be our first DVC trip. We stayed at Saratoga Springs for the first time. That wasn't our home resort, but it was the first one we could get in. And basically they have so many rooms, you could always get into Saratoga Springs, it seems. And we said, yeah, it was the only one we could get. And we didn't know much about it. And they said it's horse themed, and my kid loves horses. Right.
Like the first time I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I went onto the app because I usually do most of our stuff through the phone. I couldn't I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I'm like, I'm not going to mess this up. So I just went ahead and got on the phone and called the DVC guide, and I was like, hey, we've never used this before. We honestly don't care where we stay. This is how many points we have. These are the dates we'd like it somewhere around. Can you help me? And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And he was like, so you don't care. How about Saratoga Springs? You want to stay longer? Yeah, let's stay longer. Actually, we wound up doing the first vacation and saving our extra points that they gave us for the other year.
So that's tomorrow, our first DVC trip, the process of getting the points. She's become what I would call an expert on it. We have a very, very good friend
now. I'm like,
who's in the chat. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, our first DVC trip, the first week there, the what, the why, the how, and all that. Now I'm going to get into the questions, get caught up in chat. If you're wondering, I'm trying to clip this. I'm going to use that and clip the video. And so obviously a lot of the video, I'll take out the conversation we have with chat here, but I'm trying to make it a series. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
I hope you guys got some value out of that. Let's check in with chat here. I'm pretty behind. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. I do see my DVC hookup in the chat. We're going to talk to you, say hi to you in a minute. Let's see. A lot of people saying hello. Prices used to go down after Labor Day. Yeah, prices just go up now. We used to vacation after school. Yep. Okay, there we go. Komodo Mouth TV asking for a link. Does that ever work? I mean, I don't know. That's sure. I've never met you. Come on. Best money I ever spent. 200 points at Saratoga. It was $90 a point when I bought. Wow. That's crazy. Upgrade to Pop. Bunch of questions here. Let me find them. You got one for 75 points. I think it was 55. I don't know. It's the smallest one they had.
Yeah.
I very much hope that I just add points.
It was a little tiny commitment.
Detroit Disney Duo said I did points at Vero Beach, Hilton Head, and Old Key West. Nice. Yeah, I plan on having multiple contracts here shortly. Hey, Jeff and Paul, happy Memorial Day. That's my DVC connection right there. Gotta love DVC and getting free stuff, right? I like DVC even more than I like free stuff. Paying off our DVC this year. Nice. Good for you, Boom and Cheese. And that is awesome. Awesome. I know it sounds great, DVC, but what are the bad things about it, says Michael Holman, not being there. There's 52 weeks a year, and I only get to use most of 1 week there. What are the bad things about it? I mean, we'll talk about it during the week.
If you're a person where you decide you have to absolutely have just this date and just this place, it's harder. Because
for us, I don't see any bad thing.
But we are not that type of vacation.
If you want to say, I'm going to go here and I'm going to stay here and I just want to pay for it, that's not how this works. You know, I would say what's bad about it is there's so many details. And if you know me at all, I'm not a detail guy. I don't care. I want to go. And so I'm very we had a date for our wedding and we changed it. We're not that kind of people. We'll work it out, you know? And so if DVC points, if you need to say, I'm going to stay here, you know, my job will give me this day to this day, this is all I have, maybe it wouldn't work for you. You need to be a little flexible. That said, and I'm not just saying that because she's in chat, you know, before we had a good friend who works for DVC, we just talked to the random people.
DVC people, though.
I mean,
they work it.
I love my contact. She's in the chat. I love you. But let's be real. All of the staff are amazing. They're paid to be awesome to you, and they bend over backwards to give you what you want. You're the one on the phone. I've only done it once in my life for 1 day, which we'll talk about that on Wednesday, day 3. But they give you what you want if they can. Now, if you're one of those people who just wants to be mean and I want what I want, you know, DVC might not be for you. But I have found that being a little bit of flexibility gives you more things in life. I'm not talking about DVC, but Michael, that's the only thing I can think of. Anything else you can think of, babe, while I look in chat for other questions? Thank you, Mickey. But Kelly, we love DVC. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's why we now we even take, when we're doing multiple stays, you know, we'll stay at a budget, or we've even stayed off
I don't mind staying off
before.
The little place right next to Disney Springs, really nice.
We do like the ones right next to Disney Springs. You can kind of walk to Disney Springs.
I like theming, but I also like location.
Yeah. So, we, you know, if we're not staying DVC that time, we'll just grab another place.
Michael asks, how do the casts that sell DVC get? How do the casts that sell DVC get paid? I don't know the details. Here's what I know. I like talking to people. I like talking to people about what they're passionate about. And I like talking to people who are working about their work, especially at Disney. I love the Disney community. That said, I know I'm good at sales. I don't like sales, but I'm good at it. And so I've always known that if, you know, I get stuck, I could sell stuff. And DVC points looks like something that I would have a blast selling. So I often will talk to the DVC, you know, you get your little button and they say things to you and they give you Disney pins. And, you know, my kids end up Disney pin trading for like 20 minutes. So I ended up talking to the dude and I'm already DVC. You're not going to sell me. Yeah, I already DVC. Yeah, I want more, blah, 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 blah. But so it'll usually go to some version of how much do you love it? And here's what I know, Michael. If you get a sales job with DVC, and Kelly, dive in here if you have a different opinion, you don't leave that job. Because you're selling, you know, people, they say, can you sell ice to Eskimos? These people are selling water to the dying for more water people. I mean, it is the easiest sell.
Right. And
ever.
if you ask a lot of them, you'll say, hey, are you owners yourself? And they'll be like, yes, I have, blah, blah, my home resort is. Like, they're all in just like you would be.
I got to be honest. If someone picked up the phone and called me and said, Jeff, we have an opportunity for you to sell DVC.
Like, please, no.
And they gave me a commission structure that started off at it with some minimum that let me pay my bills.
Okay, let's not put this out here.
There is no chance I wouldn't say yes. There's no chance I wouldn't go. Baby, I would leave without you and I would go make $1 million and you would follow me.
Come home on the weekend.
I would. I'm not even joking. And I love my job. I love everything. I love my job. But I would do it because sharing the magic and selling the magic and getting paid for that. Are you freaking kidding me? So yes, you know, Mr. Iger. Yes, Mr. Chapek. Yeah. Not only, you know what, you want truth?
Sure.
I'd freaking be an executive moving up that ladder. They would, and I'm not even kidding, people. This is, I know there's like 8 people. Oh, that guy's arrogant. That guy's telling you the freaking truth. I would love it. I love DVC so much. I want to be the Disney parks guy. I want to be Josh. Josh just moved up the ladder and they got a new lady. I don't know her name. I'm sure I'll get to know her. But Josh Diamoro was the guy. And yeah, Josh. Anyway, but so how do they sell? I don't know what they get paid. I'm sure it's commission based and they're not driving broken down cars. I'll tell you that right now. Been DVC since 06. Wow, buddy. That is awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
They should have given you a food credit when you signed up at your home resort. I don't know anything about that. I really don't know. I don't know what about the perks. I don't know. I like delay and I just want to stay at the Poly. That's how you move to Orlando, getting a job selling DVC, Jeff. No brainer. You would make. I would. I really like it here. I love my church. I love my job. I love the thing we've got going here. But you know, if you hear Jeff's organization is expanding to Orlando, you know why. And we will. Oh man, now I have to go hear the DVC plan. Hey, you should. Hey, Jen A in the house. What's going on? How long have you been DVC members? Are we 3 years now? I don't even know.
3 years, yeah. I think, yes, 3 years.
They give me my paycheck. Benefits of selling DVC: uncapped commission, park admission, uncapped commission. Duh.
That's cool.
If I couldn't sell DVC to people at Disney already, I mean, of course I could. Everybody could. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So the dudes who are in the kiosk, 3 years later, they're still in the kiosk. So they don't even need to move up the ladder. Now, part of that is I'm sure there's no spots that are ever open. I'm sure when you get a DVC selling job, you don't give it up. So I'm sure they have enough salespeople now. I'm sure that's not a job that is everybody's getting in. You'd be on the sales floor for a year, Jeff. Then you'd move to training new recruits. I mean, yes. You know, times 8 that. I could sell DVC myself. We plan on retiring. I am, you know, I don't know anything. Kelly probably knows. I am sure there are no DVC sales jobs available. I am sure once you get those jobs, nobody ever. I'm sure they've got the maximum that they can sell. There's no way. I mean, they're building more DVC for a reason. I could sell DVC. Yep, I just read that on Parks. Perks for DVC purchases vary throughout the year. Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Go for it. I'll buy from you. You know what? I got to be honest. If they had some program where you could sell in your spare time, which why would they do that? That's all I would do. I would
There
come
you go.
home and I would do that all day, every day. So I hope that answers some of your questions about DVC. Again, today we talked about the idea of DVC for us and the signing up process. Tomorrow we're going to talk about our first DVC trip, which was Saratoga Springs. Wednesday, the DVC resorts that we have stayed at, which we stayed at, I don't know, 5 or 6 now. The DVC resorts that we're most excited about. We've got 3 trips coming. At least 1, maybe 2 of them are DVC. And then Friday we'll do all your questions and answers. And obviously we'll do those now too. Again, I'm trying to make this a themed thing. Next week we're going to talk about something new. But DVC is, I feel like I'm bragging when I say I'm DVC.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, I felt like the little kid who won a trophy, and I was showing everybody a trophy. Like, I don't
This
really,
is mine.
I'm really DVC. I know, right? That's for rich people. It still feels like I'm bragging, and I am. I love it. I love it. I love they have special things. I want to move to Orlando to do the DVC special events that are only for people who are local and DVC. Think about that. You live locally and you're still DVC. Why? The perks are pretty amazing. I have a hat for the Extra Magic Hour, or not the Extra Magic, the DVC after hours event, whatever, because I love the hat and I want to identify with it. I am so bought in. What do you like best about being DVC?
Having Polly as my home.
Walking into the Poly and they give you the little button and they say member since whatever year, and they give you the lei and you smell the smell, and it's like they're all your best friend, and they've never, like, the customer service there is so amazing. They make you feel like they've missed you.
Yeah. And
they can't wait to help you find the bathroom or what. I mean, it is the best level of customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I mean, when we go on our trips and we don't stay DVC, or even if we do stay DVC but not at our home resort, we always go to our home resort. Well,
and there's a little bit of the first trip. So to conclude the story, we should really conclude the story with this. We buy, we end our day, we get the fast passes, we do all the things. It's the last day of the trip in Orlando, the day we leave. Debarkation day. We're driving home in our car from Florida to Texas. It's a 1.5-day drive. So we are usually not trying to waste our time on that.
Right. It's like pack up and go because we want to get home.
And we drive in over to the Poly and we say, hey, we don't have a reservation.
But we don't remember.
We just signed up for DVC 2 days ago or whatever.
Can we see what we bought?
This is our home resort. Can we just walk around? And we did. And we bought at DVC before we'd ever been in DVC.
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of my favorite 90 minutes, whatever we spent in my life. Mm-hmm. I remember driving home, and like an hour later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even see Trader Sam's. We did go there. We looked for it, but it was closed. It was in the morning. But like one of my favorite things that I always wanted to see, I didn't even get to see. I saw the door. But having our first meal in Captain Cook's, looking at the pool that we get to go play in next time, looking over the lagoon, seeing the castle from there.
No, but the best part was, okay, so you walk in the lobby and it was amazing. And then you walk right out the door, and then immediately on the left was the Dole Whip stand. I'm like, this is perfect.
Freaking kidding me?
They have their own Dole Whip right here.
So wait. I could be in a hotel. I could walk down to the lobby. I could look at the pool, and I can get Dole Whip right there.
It was right there. I was like, yes, God loves me.
I'm his favorite. I love it.
And the pool. Oh, the girls love it. The water slide, and the little light parade that goes by it.
I love that little light parade.
I do.
I do. It's very, Main Street electrical light parade, but on the water. I love it. If you can't tell, if you don't want to buy DVC, you don't want to talk to us because we're going to talk you into it. It is the best thing we've ever done.
I love it. So we've been to Hawaii, and we were in a beautiful resort in Hawaii, like one of the nicest. And
on the big island, the one where Dog Bounty Hunter got married there. Remember that?
Yeah,
that's what I
called Lola. It's beautiful,
that's
amazing.
Right.
Like
it was nice. It was
still, like every time I step into the Poly, I feel like I'm a little piece of being back there. Where
would you rather go? Hawaii, Big Island, Waikoloa. We've been there already. Or Poly. We've already been. Where would you rather be for a week? There's a right answer.
Change year round, but I do love the Poly.
The answer is the Poly.
Depends on how hot it is. If it's cooler, I'm going to Hawaii. But yeah.
My husband's going to make me stop watching your shows this week. Get a job at DVC and I'll stop by and buy 300 points for Riviera. I want Riviera. My goodness. So I remember a day, I don't know where you were. It was just me and Reagan, my youngest. I mean, you know, she's, hold on. Disney Complex in Orlando would operate as a single site for NBA games. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, they're talking about the NBA and Disney on TV. I don't have the volume up, obviously, but they're showing it. Anyway, my daughter and I were doing something, and we ran to go get breakfast, and I had to go to the bank, and it was just me and her. And it was, I don't know, about a year, maybe 2 years ago, and they had the video for the Riviera. It was the sales video. If you watch the sales video, you get in a contest, whatever. But she wanted to see it. So in the car, I was letting her watch the videos. We were driving around. So I'm listening to it, and she's watching it. I want to be Riviera so bad. And I've not even walked in the building. The story of it, you know, I used to think I was Italian. But I love the art of it. I love the story of Walt and going to Europe and, you know, all the things. And it's just so Disney, Walt Disney himself, history. And I like the decor. I want to go into the Riviera. I want to cruise around in there. And I think that's the contract I want next. But the new one they're building sounds amazing too. And we need to get Animal Kingdom.
I want the Animal Kingdom. Yeah. The African one.
So where would you guys, are you DVC? Where do you like to stay? If you haven't stayed, where would you like to stay? All the things. Let me know in chat. We got 8 more minutes. Also, if you're here, I was going to be live on Rob from TubeBuddy's show. I'm looking for his message right now. He might be messaging right now. We were going to go live, but he's having a little tech issue of some kind. I don't remember what he said, to be honest. But we're going to probably record it right when the show's over. I'm going to reach out to him and we'll see what we're going to do. So if you're waiting for that, because I promoted it on my video and on my live stream last night, it will happen. It's just not going to be live. It looks like. I don't really know the details, honestly, so sorry about that. But let me know, was this helpful? Was this fun? Again, it's going to be a 5-part series. We're going to talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing and just leave it up like this, or, you know, cut it up and edit it into a DVC informational thing. We'll just see, playing with it. But I'd like to hear from you guys. Do you love DVC? Are you DVC? Why aren't you DVC? If you've thought about it, maybe you've never heard of DVC, let me know in the chat. In the last 8 minutes we have together, I'd really like to know what you guys think. Mickey Bunch, so what if you don't want to finance and just pay? Yeah, you can pay up front. My buddy Shep has bought a few contracts. He just pays cash. It's by far the best way to go. We just, you know, I figured it would be, you know, I run a nonprofit. We're not rich, but we're certainly not poor. We're fine, but we didn't have enough to drop $20,000 on a contract.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you can, that's the best way to go. And in my mind, that's how we were going to do it. I was going to save up the money to do that.
Well, Michael Holloman asks, can the family use your points? And yes, absolutely.
And apparently they do all the time. I remember listening to an argument of, yes, you have the power to let other people use your points. Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it at that. That's a funny story that maybe I'll share sometime. Would love to have Polly be home, but stay at Bay Lake Tower too. I've never been there, but people love Bay Lake Tower. And to have that blue card. So I don't have the blue card. She does, right? I don't, because I'm not on the card. So I can't. I actually went one trip without her and I couldn't use it because I'm not.
You couldn't go into the DVC lounge because
I actually looked into transferring it, but it's like $1,000 or something. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
So they said we could transfer it. We have to change the title. There's like all this other stuff.
You have to change the title. It's actually real estate, and I'm not going to do it because it costs too much money. I'd rather buy more DVC points.
He'll just buy it, and
we'll get the next contract. Yeah. It doesn't bug me. I've never been in there, but not because you have. But that's not because you have the card and I don't. It's just I didn't want to and you did. Have you suspended the contest since today is Memorial Day? No.
Nope.
No, we'll do it here in like 1 minute. Thank you, Michael. I'm glad you're here. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was fun, and I hope you come back. If you're new here, please smash the subscribe button. I'd love to keep you along. Thanks for being here. I'm not done. We're not leaving anywhere. We got like 6 more minutes, and in like 2 minutes, we're going to do the contest. I'm almost caught up in chat. Have you? I want to get DVC, but I'm not in a place financially to. Yeah, I hear you. We couldn't have done it 10 years ago. Our finances have gotten a lot better in the last decade, and that's just a function of life. If you're doing what you're doing, at 30 you can't afford it. At 40,
and how many kids you have, and who's going through college. And
Get out of my house so I can buy DVC. No, not really. I wish they would stay. I'm just kidding. But you move up in your career and you do the things, and my motivation for accumulation is distribution, and I mean that. But some of that distribution is for me and my family, and distributing my funds to have. I want to have a Disney contract for each of my kids, and now I I have one grandson and I'm about to have 2 granddaughters. So I went from needing 4 contracts to needing 7. You need another job.
Apparently I do.
But I don't know. I say this because it might come off arrogant, but that's your filter if you think it's just confident. We will. We are growing things here. We're growing things in our organization. We're growing things in my side hustles, putting all my YouTube money into promoting and or Disney stock and other things. And why? Because I want more DVC. I got to be honest. There's not a lot of things that I would put more important on the I want list outside of our health than DVC points. It is where I want to be. If I could be there 4 weeks a year, that I would just want to be there 6. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bloom and Cheese. And I've never stayed at the Grand Californian. That is so my jam. I love Yosemite. I love the Redwoods. I want to stay at the Grand Californian so bad. I want to take you to Napa Rose. I want to do our contest. So we're almost out of time. I hope you guys had fun today. I had a blast. I could talk about DVC all day long, but at some point I'd be repeating myself. What are those? Are those Oopoopies? We're giving away, if you're new here or you're not new here, we do a contest every day until the Disney parks in the United States reopen. I'm going to do a quick version because we're running out of time. We do a giveaway on this show. This show goes 6 days a week now, Monday through Saturday. We're doing the show again, contingent on life and work. Work is back up and running. We don't normally have things in the morning that would prevent this, but it's going to happen. So someday we won't be here and the streak will end. But until then, we're here live.
The streak will end.
And long story short, we're doing a contest. Originally, I wanted to see when the general public and when the people in my chat thought Disney parks would reopen. We're certainly getting close. I think the NBA is talking about getting up and running, and they're going to be at Disney. So obviously, we're getting back pretty soon here. What day do you think the Disney parks in the United States will open? The person who gets it right will win these Oopoopies. They're cute, they're fun, they're Mickey, they're Minnie. They need to live at your house, not mine. They need to leave my house. Blah, blah. So we're gonna give those away. And if the winner who wins the Oopoopies is a member of the channel, they show up in green. They're blessing my family, and so we're gonna bless them with a $25 Disney gift card. So you don't have to be a member to be in the contest. If you win, you get the Oopoopies. They're light. We'll mail them off. It'll be fun. If you're a member of the channel, you'll also get a $25 gift card. How do you get on the contest board? You answer a trivia question right now. The first member and non-member that I see, sometimes it's a tie, and I do more than one, get a chance to get on the board. You give me the date you want. I tell you what's available close to that, and then we get you on the board. Make sense? So if you're putting dates now, thank you. Michael, thank you, Swaggy, but you got to answer this trivia question right because there's, a lot of people want on it. Make sense?
Okay.
Give me a subject, and we will do a question. I'll try not to do a real easy one so I don't have a million people.
Hollywood Studios.
Disney Hollywood Studios. Ready, set?
Woo.
All right. Disney Hollywood Studios is the theme. Let's go with what iconic, very famous, iconic rock band has a roller coaster themed after them at that park? Let me know the name of the band that has the roller coaster at that park that she just showed. First member and first non-member in the chat that tell me the name of the band get on the board and get to pick a date. It'll be fun. Also contingent on labor and delivery. That's a good point, actually.
Yes.
So I'm watching chat. I'm sure everybody's going to know this one. I'm sure there's going to be a million popping up all at once. Mm-hmm. I'm staring at it. I'm watching. Here it comes. There it is. Ooh. Oh, I was right. It was a whole... The Mickey Bunch is our first member with the correct answer. And Michael Superbacker is the first. I'm going to give it to Michael and Michael because they're both there at the same time. So we're going to go Mike. Oh, hold on. Mickey Bunch. Okay, so the Mickey Bunch was the first one. She's a member. And then we've got Michael Superbacker and Michael Holloman that both popped up at the same time. So Kelly, Michael, and Michael, give me a date. All of June is taken. It's totally full. Totally full. You can have July, you can have May 26th and 27th tomorrow or the next day, or you can go into July the 17th through the 22nd is available, and the 24th through the 30th is available. If you think it's August, I have a bunch of dates. If you think it's September, a bunch of dates. October, a bunch of dates. What date do you want? I'll tell you if it's available. Again, that's for Kelly and Michael, and then we will end the stream here shortly.
I see in chat your mom asked if you can use DVC on a cruise. So I was told that you could.
Michael Holloman, July 1st is taken. You can have the 17th. The 17th is the closest day to the 1st that is available on the board. Would you like the 17th? Go ahead. Nice. Mick, Kelly will be there. Cruises.
Okay, so I was told that you could. I think they
got
have
it, Michael
some
S.
cruises that are just for members. Kelly would probably know better. But they've told me that it's not ideally the best way to use your points. I'm not sure. I have not looked into it, but yes, you can.
So Michael Holloman is at the 17th. Michael Superbagger is the 19th. Kelly, you can have a date too.
Marha's go, Kelly.
Kelly, if you want to come on Friday on the show, I don't know, but your work schedule is. I'd love to have you on Friday. She works. Well, Kelly, if you're interested, I'd love to have you on. Maybe you can come on Friday and help us with the Q&A. That might be fun if you want. But first, you have to give me a date because you get to be on the board and potentially win. Well, you would win if you stay a member. You would win the Afufis and a gift card.
Woohoo.
So I'm looking for a date from Kelly. We got Michael and Michael with July 17th and 19th. We're looking for Kelly's date, and then we're going to say thank you and send you on over to it. Well, there's a couple things I should send you to. Team Mold. Hey, Team Mold. Team Mold was my guest on the show last night. DizTube, if you don't know what I'm talking about, DizTube is my weekly show where I interview a different Disney creator every week. Well, I guess I've had a couple guests on twice. So different Disney creators every week. Yeah, I'll stay with that. And it was a lot of fun. Team Mold says, I think that they are going to wait until the 4th of July because of how busy that time is, July 13th. Nice. Also, happy wedding anniversary then.
That's cool.
There we go. Mickey Bunch says the 20th.
20th of July.
You got it.
So she has, I happen to know she has July 4th and now July 20th.
There you go. You'd love to. All right, good. There you go. So Kelly, I'll send you a note. So Kelly, well, that'll be twice on one day you're in my channel. What? Because Kelly is my co-host of Disney Pins Live. That's in the evening, so she'll be on our channel twice in one day. I think that would be a record.
That'd be fun.
Because I had fun talking DVC with you. I hope you had fun. I hope you like the new format. We're going to try it for a week or two and see if we can stay on themes. I may or may not clip it up and make it a video. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I might not too. But I had a blast. Did you have fun talking DVC?
Yeah.
I love this stuff. So I may or may not be filming a interview right now with Rob. I know I told you to be live. It won't be. Also, Mama and Kelly from Myers and the Mouse usually go live right now. Also, Pat Flynn on the income stream is live every day at this time, and it's awesome. So lots of good things at 10 o'clock Central Time for your, viewing pleasure. I got the hiccups and a little burp there. Disneyland had their 65th anniversary on July 17th. So the 17th is a great guess. I love that, and I am nuts for the anniversaries. I have a couple video ideas. This is 1965 10th anniversary Disneyland set.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, this is like one of my favorite things. And I haven't done the video yet. I may or may not do that. It is. It is. There's very few things that are stuff that I love more than that right there. And I'm going to share that on video too. Guys, thank you for your time. Paula, thank you for your time. Everybody in chat, thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you. Members of the channel, thank you. We added 3 new members yesterday.
That's very cool.
I know. You guys blessed us so much. So you guys who are members, thank you for blessing us. You guys who are just lurking in the back who didn't say anything, love you too. New people, veterans, all of you. The Mickey Bunch, Team Mold, Mar in Memphis, Alyssa, Michael, all of you. Thank you. All the Michaels. 2 Michaels won today.
Yeah.
2 Michaels and a Kelly. So have the best day ever. Again, if you're checking, if you want to be here for the live, because I promoted it pretty good yesterday on 2 of my things, it won't be live on Rob's channel, but get over to Rob's channel anyway. Rob at TubeBuddy, great guy, and hopefully we'll be creating that video today. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's it. Have the best day ever. Lori, you too. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. You as well. I think that's it. Go have a great day. Do something awesome for somebody. Wash your hands. Be safe at work. Hey, have a great Memorial Day. And if somebody in your family gave the greatest sacrifice for our country, thank you. Love you and prayers
Happy
for you.
Memorial Day to all.
Absolutely. I think that's it. We're leaving. Have the best day ever. This is a podcast. Go check out Beauty and the Bates live. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you very much. If you're here live, you don't have to go, but you can't stay. That's it. Have fun storming.